Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and I want to say happy Thanksgiving Day, a weekend, 2023, to everyone I know, friends, loved ones, and our viewers. I hope you had a good time. I was by my sister's house for a few days. I slept over, and we had tons of great food, including my sister's award-winning, in my opinion, home-baked pumpkin pies from scratch. She goes low on the sugar. She uses that turbinado sugar, okay, which is dehydrated cane juice with the molasses in it. But she goes low, and she doesn't use the pumpkin pie spices because all the pumpkin pies in the stores, they're all like not only too sweet, but they're overwhelmed with clove. They're too spicy. They're too much clove. So she puts cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg, I think, but no clove. And let me tell you, they're really great. And I think there's condensed milk or evaporated milk involved in the recipe. I just want to say hi and happy Thanksgiving 2023 to good friend Daryl Messias. Watching Survivor Series. Well, I'm waiting until it appears on I think it's called dailymotion.com. Yeah. They posted immediately after the pay-per-view is over. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, James. I did. I did, Daryl Messias, from Northern California. I watch your show after wrestling. Hopefully, you have a great show. Well, you know me. I'm on for a while. I don't look at the clock. I think like Las Vegas. No clocks. I just let the show wear itself out on its own. When people stop talking and just look at each other blank with a blank look on their face, then I know it's time to shut down. But you enjoy the pay-per-view. Maybe you have Peacock. Yeah, yeah, no, there's a good chance. You never know. Uh, I wasn't going to do a show today. I mean tonight, because I wasn't sure if I was coming home. But you know, I'm there. Let's see. I stood over Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. That's enough. You know, my sister has her personality. You know, she. It was time to come home. Yeah, Peacock. In Spanish, they say pavo real. Am I correct? Pavo real. It's funny because pavo means turkey, but pavo real, which probably means royal turkey, peacock. I don't know. If you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I know pavo. Pavo is turkey, and I think pavo real is peacock. Anyway, we are streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I used to stream on YouTube and Twitter, but Twitter's dead in the water. Nothing going on there. Nothing really going on at Facebook either. So, but Twitch, there's a lot of action going on at Twitch. It's not what you think. It's not a Missouri. I mean, it's not a Moscow Mule. It's really good quality apple cider, but I don't have any booze in the house. I mean, I guess what would go well with apple cider? Rum? Rum? Who knows? Maybe vodka. Cheers to you, Daryl Messias. Tommy Carroll. Well, it was a relaxed Thanksgiving to a certain point. But, you know, my sister has a tad bit too much enthusiasm. But it was good. Overall, it was a good holiday. I hope everyone had plenty of great food and grog. And, all right. I'm glad everything went well. I hope Bart Robinson is okay. I haven't chatted with him in a couple weeks. I hope he's okay. I know he was sick at one time, but then he said he's feeling a lot better. So I hope he didn't get sick again. But anyway, my co-host and right-hand man, Mick Von Raven from Chicago, Illinois, is going to join me when I get finished with some articles. I don't have that many because I was so busy with family. I didn't get a chance to gather a ton of info. So I think I have only like 3 articles. So I'm going to bring on Mick earlier than normal. And we're going to banter. And of course, I could banter with you guys or anyone who's willing to comment and bring up subjects, ask questions, debate with each other, you know. The only thing about really good apple cider with loads of pulp, it is very good at talk about enhancement of things. It is very good at enhancing colonic evacuation, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I want to show you. My brother-in-law got me this USB rechargeable flashlight. It's an LED, but let me tell you, it's the brightest flashlight I've ever used in my life. Wait, I think I have to screw this back like this. You see that? What's going on here? I have to. There's no button like click, 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 click. Hold on for a second. I mean, I have to keep my finger on the button? Can't be. Well, nevertheless, it's pretty damn powerful. The webcam doesn't do it justice. Anyway, I just recharged my Bluetooth earbuds, which I should have brought with me to my sister's because the wire earbuds, they died. It wasn't the one with the braided wire. It was the one with like the vinyl textured wire where it always splits at the USB connection before the connector goes into the port, before the audio port goes into the phone rather. It's where the wire meets the jack. That's what I'm trying to say. Where the wire meets the jack, it always happens with the vinyl coated wiring. It wears out, it splits, and then you can see bare wire. Oh, okay, Tommy Carroll says, JPM, do you consider yourself a socialist? And by the way, did you put a diaphragm on your musical instrument? Wow, that's a diverse question. No, I didn't get a chance. I was just too busy preparing for a change of scenery for the holiday. But I will put a diaphragm on it and I'll test it. See, normally a cheapo kazoo wouldn't have a replaceable diaphragm. So once the diaphragm wears out or breaks, that's it. Plus, if it doesn't have a diaphragm, it has an inferior sound because it's a cheap kazoo. But in this case, it's a metal kazoo with replaceable diaphragms. And they gave me a whole bunch of them with the kazoo. I mean, the kazoo came in silver, blue, red, and gold. So I picked gold. Me gold, where's me gold? Me gold. Remember that? The Leprechaun horror movie? Where's me gold? Yes, I am a socialist because that is pretty much the kind of teachings and lifestyle and society that is promoted by the New Testament of the Bible. There's no capitalism promoted in the New Testament. It's all in the Old Testament. You know, with the Pharisees, the Sadducees, you know, the Israelites in the temple. They had a marketplace in the temple, and Jesus got pissed off and tore, you know, turned everything upside down. The tables are, you know, that's the Old Testament. The New Testament is a very loving, giving teaching. Help the poor, give to the poor, give a tithe of 10% of what you have for the poor. It doesn't sound like what Republicans want in Washington, which is not to give any help to the poor, give all the help to the rich, welfare for the rich, corporate bailouts, corporate handouts. They love socialism when it comes to the wealthy. They love socialism. They like getting those big fat handouts. And they get handouts probably because they pay off, you know, they pay off, or they give huge campaign contributions to the establishment, two-party system politicians running for office when they campaign, the duopoly. They give the huge campaign contributions. And if you take huge contributions, you owe big favors in return. So when it comes to the little guy, oh, it's bad. Helping the poor, or helping the middle, even helping the lower middle class. It's horrible to them. But helping the fat cats that are living high on the hog, better than Boss Hog, they don't see any problem in that. So, and they also don't realize that the backbone of the U.S. economy, the true consumers, it's not the rich. How many refrigerators do the rich buy? It's the little guy, the little schmuck. This is the working stiff. People on Main Street, middle class, who should not have the tax burden. But thanks to Ronald Reagan, they have the tax burden. Middle class, the little guy is the job creators, not the fat cats, the corporations that want to bring back slave labor in a heartbeat. They want the middle class to become impoverished, like it is in third world countries, you know, banana republics where they got the despot, the autocrat, dictator, hogging all the wealth. Everything goes to the top. The middle class shrinks. It happened. My ex-Colombian wife used to tell me stories. There's no middle class over there in Colombia. No, it shrank. They become impoverished. And then what happens when the mainstream population is desperate and they don't have enough food and they can't afford the decent, clean roof over their head? You know, they become willing to work for a chicken feed, chump change, and then there's your slavery, or you're very close to slavery. It depends how desperate the population is, you know, and that's what they want. They want a desperate population. And now with robotics, with these android humanoid robots being so damn sophisticated now, and they really are, they're actually acquiring the same dexterity as the human hands, human limbs, and they can actually feel something when they pick it up. They can feel it. The robots. They can converse with emotion, with a sense of humor. They can retrieve any information from clouds, not the clouds in the sky, you know, like the internet clouds. and they can converse with you just like a human being. And there you go. They're already mass producing uh, robotics, humanoid robots for working in the factories and warehouses. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he's uh, he's purchasing, God, I don't know, tens of thousands of them and to just to see how they function. And what I hear is they function very, very well. Now, Japan is way ahead of robotics as far as sophistication. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so long-winded or digress. I don't mean to digress, but you asked me a question, and I'm trying to answer it to the best of my ability. Since I'm very tired from the holiday, it's the best I can do. When I'm full of energy, then I can jump up and down and do the moonwalk. Do the moonwalk, man. Hey, Jordy from Scotland. Hey, Jordy. How was your week? I'm gonna read a few. I'm gonna read a few articles. I don't have that many. Then I'm gonna send a link to Mick Von Raven. Uh-oh, what's happening? What did you do? I'm getting a 007 tattoo. Where you getting the 007 placed? On your schlong? On your Scottish banger sausage? Where are you getting it put? Bye, peace and love. Peace and love. I should bang on my African drum, like a hippie. Hey man, peace and love. I can dig it, man. I can really dig it. I can really dig it, man. They are smart, tiny cock, big brains they have. You mean you're talking about geeks, geniuses with high IQs, tiny cock and big brains? Nah, I'm sure some people might have a big brain and a big schlong. On your right arm, where on the side, on the outer part of your arm, or on the forearm. You know what would be funny? I'm getting a rose on my cock. That way I could tell women to smell my rose. Stop and smell the rose. Or you can put USDA choice or inspected pure beef. It's like an inspection stamp. All natural, pure beef. That's funny. You know what would be funny too? Someone getting a tattoo of a person getting a tattoo. So they would get a tattoo, let's say on their chest, of a tattoo parlor of a man tattooing somebody. So it's a tattoo of a tattoo tattooing. What do you think of that? Tell the man to smell my rose. I was talking about Asians. They have bigger brain than me. Oh, well, yeah, they are known. They are known to have a little spring roll, the men. Yeah, that's quite true. Salutations, Ethan. Ethan, beer and vinyl. Ethan's vinyl and beer. Jordy's getting a kick out of this. USDA choice. Inspected, government inspected beef. Just have that symbol put right on your cock-a-doodle-doo. Ethan is a collector of collectible vinyl albums, records. JPM, do you think your co-host might be in a 1960s band reunion concert? No, he doesn't. He didn't go to a concert this weekend. No, he's around. Oh, you mean what do they call a tribute, right? Is that what they call them now? Tribute bands? When a cover band plays the music of a famous band, when a band tries to replicate the songs of a famous band, whether it be AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Queen, whatever, I think they call that a tribute band. What's happening here with the taxi driver? James, have you sent Taxi Driver fantastic movie? Saw it the other night for like the 10th time. No, I saw a lot of horror movies the past few days. Horror and science fiction. There's so many horror movies now. So many. Before I used to complain, there's not enough horror movies. I can't find a good horror movie now. Tons of them. But you know what the problem is? The horror movies that are made today, the new ones, they always end badly. They everybody gets killed. Even the nice people get killed. It's like either there's no resolution, there's no like happy ending. There's always a bad ending. Top of the morning to you, Geordie. Top of the morning. Well, that's Irish talks. I guess Scotland says the same thing. Mostly 70s hard rock vinyl. Remember Deep Purple? You have any of them? Motorhead? Oh man. I like of course the Doors. I like the Doors very much. Okay, let me see if I can go. I'm so tired. All right. I'll start off with something happy. Something I always loved, which is the beauty of the desert, American Southwest. Let's see. This one is Saguaro National Park in the American Southwest. And let's see what it says here. Of course, the font is small. Saguaro National Park. Saguaro National Park is a landscape unlike any other we've seen. A literal cactus forest divided into two units. The Rincon Mountain District, which is east, and the Tucson Mountain District, which is west. And it is approximately 30 miles between the two. From what I understand, it takes like 100 or 200 years for a giant saguaro to go from being straight to have arms. Before they get their first arm, it has to be like 100-year-old cactus. These are historic monuments, and it's beautiful. I went hiking in the Sonoran Desert, and let me tell you, it was so peaceful. Let's see how many pictures there are. Yeah. Yeah, talk about a great place to meditate. Look at the size of that. Look how big the arms are. You realize how old these are to get that way? This looks like a really nice park. Picnic areas, scenic drive, ranger-led programs. Entry free covers both units. Picnic area, backcountry camping with permit. I don't know about camping. All those cryptid creatures that are out there nowadays. Horseback riding, allowed on trails, bicycle trails, hiking trails, bookstores at each unit's visitors centers at each unit with exhibits, park films, and cactus gardens. Wow, that's really nice. This little saguaro looks like it's waving. The Sonoran Desert, yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, it even goes into Baja California, goes south into Mexico. And you know what I like about this, having parks like this, is these magnificent desert plants are protected. You know, saguaro cactus is a symbol of the American Southwest desert. But because of the heat wave, because it was much hotter than normal, many of them were dying. They were falling apart. The arms were falling apart. What's this? Baby saguaro? Look at that. Oh no, it's not a baby saguaro. It's another cactus. Of course, there's hundreds of different cacti. I have a big collection myself in the living room. Teddy bear choya looks soft and cuddly, but it is not. No, you don't want to try to cuddle with any cactus. No way. Hey, there's a nice photo of a very old, very well-shaped, huge saguaro. This looks like a really nice place. Oh, look at this. This is called the rare, it's a crested saguaro. Look, there's even different varieties. Look at that. It's like nature's work of art. Unbelievable, huh? This looks like a really nice park. Look at that scene. Well, that's it. I started off with something positive because it's a holiday weekend. So why not start off with something positive? Well, this is positive also. It is the world's largest single-site solar farm. This I got excited about. Okay, let's see. Tommy Carroll says, have always enjoyed the work of Georgia O'Keeffe. I'm not familiar with Georgia O'Keeffe. Is this a photographer? Or an artist? Okay, all right, let me bring this up. This is really fascinating because it has to do with clean energy. And did you know, and this article verifies what I'm going to say, and I always knew this. Did you know that a solar farm that takes up a tiny fraction, just a tiny fraction of the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, tiny fraction, can supply enough electricity for most of the world. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. The world's largest single site solar farm just came online. Now, this one is in the United Arab Emirates, which has launched the uh, Al Dafra solar farm. Oh, there's plenty of open desert there, no shade. Now, the world's largest single site solar farm ahead of COP28. The 2 gigawatt solar farm is 22 miles, which is 35 kilometers from Abu Dhabi, and features almost 4 million bifacial solar panels. It will power nearly 200,000 homes and eliminate over 2.4 million tons of carbon emissions annually. It created 4,500 jobs during the peak of the construction phase, and the solar panels were installed at an average rate of 10 megawatts a day during construction. Al Dafra was jointly developed by Abu Dhabi Future Energy Company, Masdar, Abu Dhabi National Energy Company, TACA, French Power Company, EDF Renewables, and a Chinese solar developer called the Jinko Power. TACA owns 40% of the project, and Masdar, EDF Renewables, and Jinko Power each own 20%. The solar farm will supply power to Emirates Water and Electricity Company following a 2020 power purchase agreement. Now that Al Dafra is online, the United Arab Emirates solar power production capacity has increased to 3.2 gigawatts in September. EWEC called for proposals to develop a 1.5 gigawatt solar farm in Al Khazna near Abu Dhabi in the Emirates. Is aiming to triple its renewable energy capacity to 14 gigawatts by 2030. Electrics take. The United Arab Emirates is hosting a COP28 in Dubai, which kicks off on November 30. So understandably, its rulers would time the launch of the world's largest solar farm just ahead of that event. It's simply good PR. Okay. So the Emirates is rightly being criticized for putting the CEO of its state oil company, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, the world's 12th biggest oil company by production, in charge of COP28. It's also being criticized for hosting COP28, yet having an all of the above approach to energy. The Emirates is The Emirates energy strategy in 2050 targets an energy mix of 44% clean energy, 38% gas, and 12% clean coal. Yeah, right, clean coal. How do they manage that? Yes, it really says that. And 6% nuclear. It says it will become carbon neutral by 2050. But how it will do that on 50% fossil fuels is anyone's guess. All right. Yeah, anywhere there's a lot of open space, flat desert, it's perfect for solar farms. Okay, let's see if we got any messages. This is a Bernie Sanders video, I believe. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Okay. It's gonna be a little tricky, but this is the last one I have. Okay. All right, let me see if I can. Let me see if there's a button where I can pause this.
Paxlovid currently are for patients who are on Medicare, Medicaid, or...
You know what? I'll just replay it. I'll just replay it.
who are uninsured. These patients likely will not be able to afford Paxlovid, which will really decrease its overall use.
And these guys could care less whether people who are watching this program right now, whether senior citizens of Vermont can afford the drugs that they desperately need. They are an extremely greedy industry, and I am working very hard to try to take them on. In this country, the drug companies get away with murder, and I should say literally murder. How many times I have talked as mayor of the city of Burlington to elderly people who said, Bernie, the choice I have to make is between high-cost prescription drugs or food. That is an outrage.
All right. Bernie's absolutely right. They show no remorse. They have contempt for people and people's lives. They don't care. They're obsessed with greed. And who is the demon in charge of greed that's influencing the capitalists? Well, I believe his name is Mammon. Yep. Okay. I think he's influencing the whole Republican Party. Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'll be right with you. There we go. Okay. Mick Von Raven, my right-hand man from Chicago, Illinois, should be joining me very shortly. Let's see. Let's see if this other gentleman is around. So, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? What would you like to talk about aside from Thanksgiving and how everyone is stuffed and sleepy from tryptophan? Maybe that's why I feel like going to sleep. But you know what? The show must go on. Well, it doesn't have to go on. I want it to go on because I don't know. It amuses me. I know sometimes I could skip a week, but I'm amused by doing the show. It's fun. Okay. So that should do it. And I just have to be patient and wait for one or two of these co-hosts to join. Let's see what we have here. Tommy Carroll says, JPM, you somewhat appear to be very tired tonight. All the best. I'll get through it. I'll just talk a tad bit slower, that's all. Like I've been doing. But that solar farm, it's really good news. And you know what? Why waste thousands of miles or hundreds of miles of no man's land, of wasteland, of barren desert with no shade at all, open to the blazing sun? Why waste it if you can produce a vast amount of electricity from it? It's the same thing with wind generators. I heard they have new windmills that are much safer for birds, and they're more efficient, and they're not as much of an eyesore as the first windmills, electric windmills. Now, there's also a hydroelectric buoy that you put them offshore, and as they bob up and down in the choppy waters, when it starts to get rough, which usually is around noontime, out in the beginning of the afternoon, all right, the ocean gets pretty rough, pretty choppy. Okay, starts bobbing up and down, produces electricity, hydroelectric power. They exist. Why waste all that seawater? All that turbulence offshore in our oceans. Why waste the immense power of waterfalls like Niagara Falls, like America's newest national park, the Patterson, the Great Falls of Patterson, New Jersey, the second largest waterfall in the nation? I mean, they can easily set up hydroelectric plants with these waterfalls. I was born in Patterson, New Jersey. They have that's where Samuel Colt is from, where the famous Colt firearms were produced. Patterson, New Jersey, and they had I did a long time ago. I did a video of showing the Colt firearms exhibit in the historic museum in Patterson, and which is near the falls. So it was very impressive. You know, they had like turn of the century fire wagons that were pulled by horses. They had a small crude submarine. They had replicas of northeastern Indian homes, Native Americans of the Northeast, what they lived in. They had the Lou Costello Memorial exhibit because he was from Patterson, and they had the Colt firearms exhibit, and I did it twice. It's on my my YouTube channel. Very impressive, you know. So let's see what else. They have this old train, you know, coal-powered steam locomotive in the front. I like historic things. I like historic landmarks. I like history. I like ancient history and archaeology. Early American or Industrial Revolution history, how people lived back then. And I don't think any historic landmark should be damaged or torn down. I don't care if it represents the Confederacy. I don't care. It's a historic landmark. It's educational to maintain all historic landmarks. It's important to show the children, the school kids, and tell them stories connected with the historic landmarks. You know, there was a time when I was with my ex, we used to go to Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween every year. We would drive up 5 hours to Salem, and which was about 5 hours north of me. And talk about historic. You know, you're talking about 300-year-old homes. The cemetery, the Salem Cemetery, where the people were buried, and the very poetic tombstones, very elaborate tombstones that they had, and the House of the Seven Gables. They obviously were short back then because I had to bend over, you know, walking through it. Otherwise, I would hit my head. And then I went. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Bart Robinson, how you feeling? How you feeling? How have you been feeling, and how was your holiday? Good evening to you, Bart Robinson. Tommy says, JPN, I've heard they're going to paint the turbines in psychedelic colors to freak the public and the birds out. You mean like a hipster bus from the 60s? Like, didn't the Partridge Family ride in one of those? That's funny. Hold on. Tommy Carroll. A man for all seasons. Well, I'll be honest with you. Autumn and winter, if I don't have to shovel or chop ice, is my favorite time of year. I think autumn is the most enjoyable, fun time of the year. I don't know about a man of all seasons. I don't like hot weather. My problem is with humidity. We have humidity here. in the Northeast. I hate it. I can't stand humidity. I've been to the desert with a horse that had no name, a horse with no name. No, I'm only kidding. I felt over 100 degrees Fahrenheit with dry weather, dry, no humidity. Let me tell you, I didn't even feel uncomfortable. I didn't suffer at all. It was really nice. I actually enjoyed it, the dry heat. It's totally different than what people deal with around the Gulf Coast. You know, all the cities of the Gulf Coast, going from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way to Florida, the oppressive humidity. No, it's totally different. So as far as being a man of all seasons, I like this season. You know, the air is clean and crisp. It's easy for you, it's easy to breathe. Your nasal passages open up with clean, crisp, cold air. And for those that like vodka, you can bury it in the snow. Keep it outside, you know. Take a couple shots out of the vodka, cut up some lemons, put it in there, make your own flavored, refreshing lemon vodka, and just bury it in the snow. Just don't forget about it. Or you can stick the damn bottle in the freezer. Then you don't have to worry about ice cubes. Okay, let me see if there's anything wrong with the co-host. I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. Ugh. Hope he didn't fall asleep. Oh, there he is. In the desert. There he is, the one and only.
Hey, hope you had a nice Thanksgiving with your family.
Yeah.
I told my brother I couldn't believe it. I hadn't seen him since last December. I said, we got to get together more often. We're not going to live forever.
Well,
December to November is almost a whole year. It's insane.
Maybe he's not seeing you because he owes you money.
Oh, I think it's because he's busy. You know, we all make time for what's important to us in our lives, no matter what. That I'm busy stuff doesn't fly with me.
The busiest self-employed business woman or businessman, if they really wanted to, can make time for the people they want to spend time with.
Exactly. So this whole idea, I'm too busy. Oh, you haven't called me. Well, guess what? You haven't called me either. So much of that in the world. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I digress. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Bart Robinson says, I can't take the cold, and even the fall is chilly for me. Really, I love this. It's invigorating. It's this brisk weather. You know, it's like, how the hell, now, maybe Mick Von Raven knows the answer. Now, how did the Inuit, native Inuits, which are the Eskimos, how did they survive in igloos? Is it the body heat?
I believe so. Body heat.
Circulates.
Yes.
And because it's circular, it's dome shaped.
Yeah. And the igloo isn't, it's thick enough to insulate them from deeper cold, is what I'd imagine. You know what I mean? So let's say it's certain degrees outside in the igloo, they'd have a fire, you know, strategically placed to go up through a chimney of some kind so they wouldn't smother to death. And, you know, they knew what the hell they were doing. Not a handsome woman, but a very smart woman and a very family-oriented woman, an Eskimo woman.
Well, they're family oriented because they have to be. I mean,
yeah.
And let me tell you, they probably consume the most ketogenic diet, paleo, whatever you want to call it, Atkins. There are no veggies up there in the Arctic.
Yeah, well, when they catch a whale, it's a meal for thousands for ages. They do not waste any part of a whale. I remember, in school hearing about the old Eskimo women gnawing on the blubber to get it softened up to be used for skins and things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so they're incredibly resourceful people.
nothing is wasted. The skins,
Yeah,
the let's say it's a walrus. You got the meat, the blubber.
yeah, the blubber is very important, especially in the winter.
Eating people that live in the north, all over the world, the northern part of the northern hemisphere. Their diet, if you study their diet, you would notice it's a high fat diet, and they need that.
But it's the good fats, the healthy fats.
They're good fats, yes. They're healthy
Can,
fats.
can you imagine if we did not purchase Alaska from USSR, how Putin would be strategically placed there, ready to strike on parts of North America?
Have the whole military like
He'd
there.
have military exercises, having bombs go off overhead on our land, and he's such an ego. Someone's running against him, by the way. I'm pretty sure that guy won't live very long. Putin will find a way to poison him.
Yeah, he doesn't like opposition in the elections. He gets rid of them.
Similar to one of our former presidents.
It doesn't surprise me. Now, Kami
Yeah.
Carol, are you referring to the song about being in it, going to the desert on a horse with no name? Is that what the metaphor about a fellow named for Sir Thomas More? How is my turkey? Outstanding, Western Mike. I was up by my sister's for 3 days. Outstanding, lots of good food and grog. I was drinking light eggnog with the rum, the dark rum, light eggnog, and it was very refreshing. I liked it better than regular eggnog. I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. I believe there's very little heart disease in the Eskimo population. I believe it. It's all that good fats from the fish. Right, the omega-3s. Now, I bet the seal blubber has omega-3 also because they eat the oily fish in the Arctic waters. Like it could be,
Oh, damn, my mic was turned off. I was real quick. I was saying I had some great stuffing, but back to you, Chief. Sorry about that.
Would you say I'm cheap?
Chief,
Oh,
you Chief. I Indian. I follow Chief.
How you doing?
Yeah, they're different people, and they're to be admired for their tenacity and staying alive.
Staying alive.
By the way, James, that super pig I sent you, that's not a fun thing. That thing will overrun and ruin the countryside. And they're super smart. You can't catch them. You've got to put a collar on one, and they'll take you to the nest. Some farmer up in Canada breeded a wild boar with a pig, and it's a super pig, and it's super smart, and it's ruining all kinds of vegetation.
Well, did you know that the pig, an ordinary pig, when there was a time they were promoting this the ideal
potbelly pig,
the Vietnamese potbelly pigs,
or Korean.
They're smart. They're
better than a dog.
But they are one of the most intelligent of animals. And it's funny how an animal that is much smarter than a dog or a cat and has one of the best sense of smell is used as livestock for food.
Well, it's delicious too, by the way. Bacon, pork chops, ham.
Listen,
that's one damn delicious animal.
My grandfather, you can eat everything. Hold on, I'm getting
You're getting blurified.
I think it's Zuckerdouche that's trying to sabotage, or one of the billionaires, the oligarchs.
Yeah, one of the geeks.
the pencil neck geeks.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? My grandfather said you can eat everything on a pig except the oink.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. Yes, sir.
I don't see them anymore. He used to bring home these big jars of pickled pig's feet. And
Oh, yeah,
nobody,
no thanks. I don't want to eat those.
I devoured them.
Salty, weren't they?
Nah, they weren't bad. It was like having pickled herring. It was pickled.
Oh, I don't like pickled herring, just for the record. I almost threw up on it once. Somebody
Pickled,
said, take pickled herring for what? For good luck on New Year's Eve? I almost hurled. I didn't feel very lucky that day.
when I was in with my ex, when we used to visit Amish country, Lancaster County,
Pennsylvania?
Lancaster County, they had one of their traditional snacks was pickled beet red eggs, which means they took hard boiled eggs, took the shell off, and they put beet juice in with the vinegar, the pickle,
Yeah. Yes.
pickly spices, and they were quite good. And the eggs were dark red, like a beet,
Did you
and
get bad egg farts from eating those?
well, I'm a tad bit gassy anyway.
Me too. My whole family's rather gaseous.
So
But yeah,
so
the smelly.
that's methane. That's methane gas. I think
Yes.
Howard Stern used to light a match by somebody's ass that was farting, and it would like explode.
Great.
Yeah.
Only Stern could get that far. He's such an so
Yeah.
inventive.
So getting back to the pickled the beets, they were good, and people don't like it, they can beat it, you know. But you know, how come pickled cucumbers are not? See, everything that's pickled, they say the word pickle, and they name what's being pickled. Okay, but they don't say pickled cucumbers. They call pickled cucumbers pickles.
Because they transform into pickles. They're nothing like a cucumber. They're so much softer, and it's a transformation. I think
Still cucumbers, right?
not so much. By the time they get pickled, they're so much different than a cucumber. They're heavier, they're thicker.
Yeah. You ever
Cucumbers are on the light side.
you ever have those big ass, giant, crunchy garlic dill from the pickle barrel, from the wooden
I've
barrel?
had a taste of one, I'm sure. I don't remember seeking one out to eat the whole thing. I'd have probably breath that could melt plastic if I ate that.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
Even the
Well, let's.
dills, kosher dills. Josh Cabernet. Is that a red wine?
Yeah,
Josh
Cabernet's red. So we're
Cabernet.
we're talking about food after I ate already. You trying to make me hungry again?
Well, the only reason why I can get away with talking about food is because I got I
Tons
got
of leftovers.
I got a big plate of beef tacos that I didn't get a chance to eat.
Nice.
I got I got slabs of turkey breast to make turkey sandwiches that my sister gave me to bring home.
Nice.
I enjoy the cold turkey sandwiches better than I do when on Thanksgiving with the hot turkey.
Yeah, sure, I believe it.
Because I get the, the black pepper. I put loads of that on there. I got
Get the mayo.
the horseradish mayo.
Nice.
I slather that.
They used to have a wasabi mayo at Trader Joe's. It's gone now. Everything I love at Trader Joe's goes
They don't
away.
have that anymore.
No.
Because Michael Hilton would know a lot about that. JPM, I think they do more than just rubbing noses for a friction galore. No, they do more than rub. That's why they have children. Of course, they do more than rubbing noses.
Oh,
But
did you see Western Mike said far right politics are killing him? They're not made for the individual,
no, they're made for filthy rich.
They're made for the top 1%.
Yeah, they're
And
not. They're not for you. They're not for working stiffs. And
they're not for the individual. They're for the frankly speaking, I mean, these are dire times in the USA for our democracy. People still don't seem to think that that's serious. There's a huge threat to it, and there has been.
Huge threat to civilization. Now,
Yeah,
Bart Robertson says, my local bar has pickled eggs in a big jar. Well, I hope no drunk does
reaches in there. Yeah.
open up the lid and stick his cock and balls and soak his balls in the pickled eggs.
When no one's around. Yeah.
Yeah. Bart Robertson, I'm about 50 miles from Amish country. Oh, really?
Head on out tomorrow. Pick yourself up a something good.
They got buffets out there. I went to one buffet in a town called Blue Balls, Pennsylvania.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Not
called
blue bloods, but blue balls.
no,
Gotcha.
it was called Shady Maple Farms, and every family was fatter than the next. It was like total obese.
These weren't Amish people, though, right? They were tourists stopping in for the buffet.
But I've never been to a buffet with so many obese families. Even the children were obese, which
Yeah.
is the child abuse as far as I'm
This country is all about obesity. They want you to get on the diabetics. They really do. They like that. They don't mind that you're diabetic at all. They want you. They promote it, as far as I can tell.
I'm so pissed off. I yell at this commercial. I love cold cucumbers on my salad too.
Yes,
Cucumbers.
and I like plum tomatoes sliced up. I prefer those over any plum. Are my favorite tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, the
And a pepper. What is that? Peppercini or peppercorn or the spicy thing? I like that. A peppercorn on your salad. Peppercini.
oh, it's like a pickled red sweet pepper that's
Or
spicy.
no, or a green one.
Yeah, the Italians have this marinated, these sliced red sweet peppers marinated and pickled, if you want to call it that, spicy, and it's a condiment. It's used as a condiment, to
Well, they
flavor.
put it in salad sometimes.
Now, Trader Joe's discontinued the black bean dip.
That's famous of them.
I mean, yeah, but the point is, nachos, tortilla chips, nachos are so popular in the United States. Why would you want to reduce the display of dips and
I
make
believe it's the cost. When the cost goes up and they can't sell it for the same price to you, they stop carrying it.
But black beans are one of the cheapest things that you can grow, like cabbage, the cheap ass food.
Yeah. I'm having technical difficulties. I'm upstairs now. I can't get back to my camera and I can't see you. So I might have to leave and come back.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you or turn my camera back
Yeah,
on for
what?
some.
Do that. Do
I'm
that.
going to leave and come back. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, it won't even let me leave. How weird.
There you go. My mom was born and raised in Lancaster in 1916. She was a full-blooded Swiss. Really? Well, most of the people in Lancaster County are German immigrants, right? I think they're German immigrants. And then there's the Amish, and then there's the Mennonites, right? That's another.
I'm back. I'm in the upstairs, not in the man cave. Maybe I'll survive better up here. I don't know.
I will knock on wood, as I say.
So I got a job offer. I'm very excited. I've been out of work for
I'm
2 months.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to that your video quality and audio is excellent. That's what I was going to say.
yeah, and I'm knocking on wood that I got a job offer. It's working remotely from my home for a company in California in my field. I'm very excited. The benefits are excellent, 100% paid by the company. So my
Oh,
last job was like that too.
oh, he's probably going to work. He works like a graveyard shift. Thank you for stopping by, Tommy Carroll. Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate
take care. Don't work too
it.
hard.
No.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get back to work after I won that unemployment hearing. I want to get real money to pay the mortgage and such.
Well, you want
But
to have
insurance is the key.
a job that is applicable to your training and experience
Hmm.
means that you are entitled to a high salary, which means that you should have no problem paying your mortgage and your utilities and your bills and having real health insurance,
Yes,
not
that's what I
bull,
really,
not bullshit, real health,
yeah,
and having surplus cash to enjoy life at the end.
exactly.
Surplus cash is important because if you don't have surplus cash to enjoy life, that means you're living just to pay your bills.
Yeah, living to work, not working to live. You don't want to live to work.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I noticed. All right, my sister ordered something through Grubhub, and I go, "What the fuck is this? $6 service charge? I never seen that before." She says, "Oh
I
yeah."
don't I don't use those services. I just pick up my own food. I don't need their help.
She says, "Oh, Uber Eats does the same thing." I says, "Yeah, but don't doesn't a restaurant prepare and serve customers anyway if you go pick it up?" She goes, "It's not the restaurant, it's the app. It's
Uh-huh.
Grubhub and Uber Eats that's charging this."
Yes.
So they are
If
inducted into the Chiseler's Hall of
I
Shame.
get all kinds of emails. Get your first meal free from Uber Eats. I never use them. I just drive myself, and until I'm incapacitated and can't drive anymore. I like the idea of picking up my own food. I have a hot bag. I know how long it's been in the car. I know it's fresh and hot when I get it home. It's not driven around. I don't need a delivery guy. I used to deliver pizzas. I never would want anyone to deliver a pizza to me. It would take too long, and then you got to tip them even if they came late. And anyway,
Yeah,
there's my views on delivery.
that's the consumer advocate section of this program.
Yes.
But they really deserve to be inducted into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. Uh,
Yeah, them, Uber Eats, and Grubhub.
and I
And who gets hooked on that is young teens, and that's how they become obese, eating all that fast food.
and I heard that Uber Eats and Grubhub, and they actually charge the establishment a fee for working through them.
Wow, they're hitting them up from all angles.
Greed is getting
Yeah.
worse and worse in our society.
One time I had a problem with Uber. They put us in a three-person car. They put five people in it, and I complained, and they wouldn't get me a person. All they would do is give me a credit for my future rides, which I never would have going to take again. So there are shysters. Check our website for popular topics. Yeah, I got a topic for you, Uber.
Yeah, suck our anus.
Yeah, that just aggravated me. Yeah, here we'll put $5 towards your next ride. No, thank you. I don't want to ride with you.
They don't realize, even a restaurant that doesn't work with an app, they don't realize, people don't need people don't need restaurants. People don't need an app where they deliver your food to you. People can survive by buying groceries.
Well, they do that for convenience, sheer convenience, and then of course the
Yeah,
sugar, fat, and what are the three things? Sugar, fat, and something they put in salt, and that's what makes all fast food delicious.
and the younger generation um, takes
Lives on it.
convenience and uses it as an excuse to tell everybody, "Well, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook."
Yeah, I learned how to cook. I used a broiler. You put a chicken breast or a steak in a broiler, keep an eye on it, flip it. I used to eat a lot better when I was
You know,
my first 7 years I lived on my own.
for the imbeciles that
9 years.
don't know how to cook because they don't take the time to learn, it's not that they can't cook, it's that they
They don't
choose
want to.
not to.
Hmm.
The best way for one of these knuckleheads to start learning is to buy an air fryer.
Yeah.
I was
So
telling
many quick, easy recipes in an air fryer.
it's really easy for
Chicken breast, hamburger, bacon.
yeah, my what did my sister put in the
Gotta be careful when you cook bacon, though. Keep an eye on it. Drain the grease so you don't have a fire.
oh, you know what she did? She put she put freshly made pierogies from the Polish market.
Oh, nice.
She put them in the air fryer and you know she put butter on them. But you know how they came out?
A
I
little bit crunchy,
I thought they were going to come out too hard and too crunchy, but no, they were a little bit crunchy
which is good.
and combined with moist, like a dumpling.
Nice.
So they were moist and a little crispy. There was a combination of both. And I go, man, these are the best pierogies I ever had. She goes, yeah, air fryer.
Nice. Did you have potato ones or meat ones or
These were potato cheese.
cheese?
Potato.
I like the meat ones. They put my mom used to say they used to put pressed rump roast or something in it.
I like the I like the potato and sauerkraut ones. I tried them.
Those are good. Yeah, well, those are good with sour cream and apple sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
old Polish.
like potato pancakes. What do you call them? Lot,
Similar, yeah. The potato pancakes originated in Poland, and Germany got a hold of the recipe and made their own version. With all the wars.
but the Polish started
Yeah, they did.
potato pancakes. Yeah, and you know what? A potato pancake. You know, it reminded me of. It reminded me of a hash brown patty with chopped onions inside.
And better seasoning. They're seasoned pretty well, potato pancakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to change the subject to something other than food, by the way. I do have some. I
Now,
ate. I
Western.
already ate, but I'm getting hungry because I'm talking about food.
I think Western Mike would benefit tremendously if he bought the Ninja air fryer.
Yes, I think he'd love it.
Fryer because Western Mike
Ninja's the best brand. I have one. It's awesome.
Mick has one hot air fryer by Ninja. Yeah. So
Just
anyway,
preheat that thing and put something in it, and you're good to go. So next year they're announcing tons of concerts, more than ever since COVID. They've
really,
got they got Iron Maiden, they got Judas Priest touring, they got all kinds of bands. I bought concert tickets for next year, 3 different ones, and they're on weeknights, but that's life. Hmm.
yeah. I mean,
Go when you can. The bands aren't wanting to come in on Wednesday. That's what the schedule permits. Excuse
sometimes
me.
they they have a choice of not coming in or not making money or coming in and making money.
I did get a $10 off a concert ticket for Zach Sabbath. That's Zach Wild's tribute to Black Sabbath. He's playing the day before New Year's Eve, so I got $10 off on Black Friday.
My
So
my
I
my,
like that.
my sister put from on Netflix the movie about Queen doing Live Aid concert.
Uh-huh.
The group Queen.
Freddie was suffering from AIDS even then
Yeah, yeah.
and
Now
struggled to do that concert.
I always wonder why he never got his teeth fixed. No, he never got braces. He had those terrible buck teeth.
Yeah, he didn't seem to mind him.
Yeah.
So
Wheatgrass had a fantastic Thanksgiving with family and continue to on this show. Oh, so you finished with family and you came aboard. Well, I sent you the link. You're welcome to come on. You know that. It's good that you had a good time, and it's good that you have family in California.
Exactly. I got to play this game with my family. It's called Empires. You give a celebrity name to a judge, and people have to guess which name you took. And I actually won at the end. It was kind of fun. Your team gets bigger as you guess people's names. So my name was Adolf Hitler in one of them, and that's usually a red herring. They put in one red herring, and they were just about to guess me, and it was my turn. I guessed them. They were Rod Blagojevich, the former I don't know if what he was, a congressman or whatever, that said that
Was he a
giving
governor?
no, maybe, yeah, he was, yes. And then he's that's when he was selling a congressional seat, and they got him on tape. It was kind of entrapment, and he didn't really say everything they wanted, but they still put him in for 15 years, and Trump released him at the end. You
Yeah,
know,
he pardoned him. Yeah,
executive orders. Yeah, I wonder who Biden's going to pardon.
yeah,
Any
I heard
ideas?
Donald Trump is begging Joe Biden to pardon him. I, I know, I'm serious. I'm dead
I
serious.
know, I know. I believe it. I believe it.
I
I
knew
bel
you would find that amusing.
Well,
Well,
the only way that Trump could be pardoned if he signed something that he would never run for president again, because he's going to use the office to be a dictator. I believe he really is.
of course. I
Yeah,
don't
he's already
believe
made
Trump.
these threats if he gets reelected, what he'll do. But the chances of him getting reelected aren't as good as they think. Because when you lose once, chances of getting reelected after that aren't very good. Sorry, I'm in the dark. I'm getting
Well,
a drink of water.
I don't believe that Trump could be trusted if he promises never to run for office.
Well, no, they would make it by law. He could not promise. Make a law. No, no promise. Law,
Yeah, but
laws.
what he did was so bad that
Well, yeah, it was to throw the government. If he would have killed Pence and said he was still the president, there would have been there would have been a military action against him, and he'd be probably dead.
he,
Don't you think?
yes, Mike says he ought to pardon the 2020 election results. Oh, when Trump, that's when Trump first got elected.
No, that Joe Biden got elected in 2020,
Oh,
so those results are valid. They've
oh,
been valified everywhere where people slandered them and said the vote was improper. They proved that it was correct, and it's all been proven meticulously that there was no variances and no lying.
no, it's just that the Republicans are sore losers and they want to have their own way all the time.
And everyone that denies an election, including the current House Speaker, they have no idea what kind of damage they're doing to democracy talking like that out loud. It's really reckless and irresponsible. And Trump lost. The end. I don't care who says the fix was in. When Trump won, the fix wasn't in, but when he loses, the fix is in. Yeah, okay.
Why would Trump, let's say he was in his right mind, which he's not. Why would
Mhm.
he even expect to be reelected for the crazy ass shit that he did in the first 4 years?
Because he says he doesn't do anything wrong. He did a few good things in office. He did a lot of damages things too, like getting out of the Paris nuclear treaty with Iran. Now they're on the verge of having the nuclear weapon and all kinds of shit. And everyone blames Biden for the economy. The president never generates the economy. It's the top 1%, the rich of the country that dictate the economy.
Well,
OPEC, they determine the gas prices,
plus
not the president.
you need customers too. If people start boycotting because their income is so low or they're unemployed.
Yeah, like me, I've been off and on unemployed for like 6 months. Had a job, lost a job, getting another job. It's crazy. My brother's been unemployed for almost 9 months. So can't remember a family gathering where we had two of us unemployed. It was crazy.
This is the lawyer.
No, the oldest brother. He's now a truck driver. He worked at the
Oh,
Merc.
and
No,
he has.
brother
And
that's the lawyer has his own company and works for himself.
He has a law firm.
Yeah, his own.
He has his own law firm and
Yes.
can't do the right thing. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know all law, by the way. Quite obvious.
Yeah. Now the
Yeah.
the older brother, has a CDL license and experience.
Yeah, plus he was a finance major and couldn't get a job at a bank. You know, many people go through college and then never can find a job in their field. It's really amazing how
One of
my
these
sister
companies,
was
like
a buyer. She couldn't get a job as a buyer for pennies. They wouldn't. They
they
just don't.
they hire from they promote people from within. A lot of them from within the company. They 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 they. I mean, lots of times they do that. They'll like just take somebody that already works for them and promote them.
It depends on if they're qualified. Sometimes they promote people that aren't qualified.
Look how many young people, let's say, or older people that want to go back to school, and
What for?
and they tell them, the government has a website where they have a list of jobs or careers that are in demand. Yeah, my ass. Then when
Solar's the only thing in demand that I know of.
when they graduate, they find out, well, it's not in demand anymore. So they spent either their own money, they wasted their own money, or they spent the government money, which the government will put up like $3,000 or $4,000 for you to go back to school. But the technical school, for the 3 or 4 grand that the government puts up, the technical school gets like 10 to 15 grand for technical school, which is a total ripoff because these jobs are not they're not in demand. They're not. It's like for instance, medical billing and coding. They It was in demand um, Obamacare was starting to get developed and become the plan. Obamacare, I think, something to do with insurance companies, and they said that, oh, we're going to need lots of medical billing and coding specialists. Okay, then when these people graduated for medical billing coding, nobody was hiring.
That's weird.
Nobody was hiring. So the government's full of shit when they mention a a demand occupation. They mention clothing designer as one of the demand occupations. So of course, all the chicks, the young chicks, are going, ooh, clothing designer. I want to do that. Well, guess what? It's ridiculous. How could clothing designer? He'll be back. How can that be a demand occupation? Anyway, I am streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So I wish everyone on Twitch and YouTube had an enjoyable Thanksgiving um, holiday weekend 2023. I say holiday weekend because a lot of people still have leftovers. Black Friday, I don't get involved with that shit. I don't get involved with Black Friday, Black Saturday. Ooh, my voice is echoing back. You got to go bye and come back again. Yeah, hello. Yeah, yeah. He has an Apple. He has an iPhone, and unfortunately, if you have an Apple product, they force you to use Safari. I don't know why. Hello?
Hello?
Fuck. My voice is going back. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Too good
Too
to
good
be.
to be.
It was
It
too.
was too.
Yeah, my
My
voice.
voice.
It's
It's
echoing.
echoing back.
Ah, my
My
voice.
voice.
Son of a bitch. Saturday night is better at home. Why is that? Saturday night's a rider. Black Guy Friday. No thanks. No, it's for suckers. My West. Hello?
Hello?
Ash.
Ash.
Again,
Again,
my
my
voice
voice.
going back. You're gonna have
You're
to
gonna
go
have
to the basement,
to
maybe.
maybe
Try
try
going to
going
the
to
basement.
the basement.
Well, hello. It was good while it lasted. Yeah, hey, listen. There's nothing in the Bible in the New Testament that says to go out and spend all your money on gifts. Nothing. Jesus didn't say anything about that regarding his birthday. This is all like in the Old Testament, the Israelites, when the Jews were they set up marketplaces in the temple, and that was a sin. That was bad. Setting up retail stores in the temple on temple grounds, and Jesus got really pissed and turned them over. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Who do you think controls all this retail in the United States? Now the good thing is I get most of my items from Amazon Prime. Free shipping. Amazon. Oh, can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. And the packages are delivered fast. Hello. 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 Ah, shit. Nah. Well, when you go off, could you still hear me?
Hey,
Hello?
hey,
Hey,
we're talking. What's going on?
I
Something's
don't know.
normal.
It's normal again.
Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So anyway, oh, your mic went dead. Say something. Say something. It's happening again. It's happening again.
Yeah, I need a new phone. I just don't want to spend the money right now. Maybe after I start my job, I'll upgrade my phone. It's like 4 years old. So, they're made to break.
It's bouncing back and forth. It goes from working fine to not working fine.
Oh, fuck.
And what was happening is I was hearing my own voice echo back at me. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Yes.
So if I said, what was I saying? We're talking about retail. Yeah, he has an older model. He's using an older model iPhone. You know how it is. Anything computerized becomes obsolete in like 1 year. Sometimes even 6 months. Well, I'm not on an iPhone. I'm not on an iPad. I'm not on a tablet. I'm not on a laptop. I'm on a super jacked up desktop, custom made, with a cable connection. And knock on wood, everything's A-okay. Knock on wood. Let me see if it's working now. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. What's happening? Unfortunately. I'll talk to you later, Mick. I'll talk to you later. Let's see if Rockin' Paul Manty is around. Yeah, unless you want to come on and tell me about your juicing, Mr. Mike. Let's see. Bear with me. Ah, crapola. He's been having that issue for a long time now. I think he needs a new phone. What did he say? His phone was 4 years old? Yeah, that's obsolete. Oh, I watched a lot of great movies from Netflix by my sister's house, but it's a lot of horror movies. Let's see. All right, we'll see if he's around. Let's see if he's around. If he's around, he's around. If not, I'll bang up the show. You know, how much did I do so far? For a show I didn't have, I wasn't planning on doing. Yeah, 1 hour and 42 minutes. Well, that's not bad. 1 hour and 42 minutes. All right, just I think I'm gonna make, after the show, I'm gonna make myself a big ass cold turkey breast sandwich with a lot of fresh ground black pepper and horseradish mayonnaise. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Well, so anybody out there want to bring up any particular subject that's on their mind or something that's bothering them? Any topic that you feel you want to bring up? If you don't want to come on with your webcam, you can just type it in the comments box. Type it and we'll discuss things. I just want to say I will be live tomorrow with the Commodore Jeff Zambella with our show involving holistic health, nutrition, physical fitness, exercise, and sports talk. It's a new show I started doing on Sunday afternoon, and I'll be doing with Jeff Zambella, the Commodore. And I usually do it for an hour. And sometimes I discuss a certain certain nutrient or a certain herb that's good for your health. I pick a topic, and I either read the article or I play a video, and that's every Sunday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 p.m. Eastern Time is when I do this this Sunday show about the holistic health and fitness and sports talk. Western Mike says, why are people being so pushy, especially during the holidays? Because they're obsessively frantic and insane and brainwashed to run out and buy gifts for everyone they know in their family, their close family members, because other people in their family are doing the same damn thing, running around frantically with a chicken without a head, being obsessed with buying these presents. And guess what? The day after Christmas, it's all over. It's all over, and then people start returning gifts for a refund or exchange. I don't get involved in this greedy retail capitalist cult, if you want to call it that. There's this peppy moralism that embodies toxic positivity at the expense of communicating. Well, you know what toxic positivity is to me? It's a Pollyanna. You can look it up online, Webster's Dictionary. Pollyanna. Those people that cannot deal with or acknowledge reality. They live in their own delusional world where everything is like coming up roses, and milk and honey, and I love everybody. Uh, the world is great, society is great, life is great. Oh, I love you, love you, love you. Like they won't say a single discouraging word about anything. They just don't deal with reality. They're blue pill people. They have their heads buried in sand. They don't want to deal with reality. They don't want to deal with it. The Pollyanna. I know people like that. Like if you ask them, how have you been? If you tell them the truth about how you are, and then you ask them, well, how have you been? And they'll say, I can't complain. Fucking bastards can't complain my ass if they're full of shit. Can't complain. Hey, good morning, Masumi, my dear. Masumi from southeastern Japan. It is now a Sunday. Sunday in Japan. It's they are now 14 hours ahead of us on the East Coast, because of our stupid, retarded daylight savings time that should not be practiced. I think a few states do not practice it because they're smart. Arizona is one of them. But anyway, yeah, so Japan is like 14 hours ahead of us. So it is Sunday, and I hope you have a very pleasant day, a very pleasant Sunday. I know you have customers to take care of. I'm not sure how many customers you have, but thank you, Masumi, for stopping by and saying good morning. Okay, Western Mike says, sorry, James, am high on weed, low on vibe. High on weed, low low on vibe. I understand. Gotcha. Well, then type. You're just being friendly. Well, you're always friendly when I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, like to greet strangers who are mellow and got a chill factor. yeah, and who communicate with you in a normal fashion and not ask any intrusive, nosy questions, or be rude with you. I understand. You know, there's a lot. The problem with trying to be sociable in public with strangers is sometimes they'll ask you questions that are none of their damn business. Ever deal with a smart aleck before? Yeah, and I felt like punching him in the face. Yeah, yeah. You mean sarcasm? Somebody like giving you a hint, throwing digs at you. Yeah, I know them well. I know them well, but they don't. They don't get very far. Like I told you, my area people don't take any shit. You know. I just don't. You got to nip it in the bud, man. You got to nip. You got to stop these people dead in their tracks. Once they get rude with you, and you got to put a stop to it. Otherwise, these selfish individuals just take advantage of others if you don't put a stop to it. Or just guys smiling too fucking much. What the fuck, chill, dude. Yeah, well, maybe they're gay. And anytime a male walked up to me, a stranger, that's a male, walked up to me with a big smile on their face, and they stick their hand out to introduce themselves, it was always bad news. The guys they're either in the closet or not. I don't know, but they're trying to hit on you because no guy eyeballs another guy and smiles at them, especially strangers. And you're in San Francisco, so there's a high population of them. Big smile. Hi, I'm so and so. Don't befriend them. They're homos. So how's everyone out there doing in cyberspace? YouTube and Twitch. You Twitchers out there, what do you feel like talking about? Any particular subject you want to bring up? Any question? Yep, you've seen that too. It's toxic masculinity. No, it's being gay. They're hitting on you. It's not masculinity when some guy is walking up to you with a big smile on their face, introducing themselves. A total strange male walking up to another male. Yeah. Well, I guess you can call it toxic masculinity because first of all, they don't know your sexual orientation. You could be heterosexual, straight. You could be straight. You could be a straight guy that is a bit of a hothead that might punch them out for doing that. You know, it's not safe for them to do that with a stranger that they don't know. You know, I know guys that'll beat the living daylights out of them if a guy tried to hit on them like that. You know, so yeah, I guess you can call it toxic masculinity. It's really not safe for them to do that. It's even not it's even inappropriate to like walk up to a strange woman that you don't know with a big smile on your face, you know, just like invading her personal space and trying to introduce yourself to somebody you don't know. It just doesn't work that way these days. You gotta be introduced. You gotta know somebody from somewhere. You can't just blatantly uh, initiate anything with a stranger unless they say something clever and funny, or you say something clever and funny to someone, and then others laugh and say, "You know, you're absolutely right. I got a story to tell you," and then you end up with a nice conversation. You know, nothing weird, nothing creepy. Like, yeah, yeah. If people get out of hand and they're rude and they're scumbags, oh boy, they wouldn't dare in my area. Men are too thirsty and presumptuous. They are thirsty. Guys that do that they're thirsty. They're desperate. It could be blue pill, you know, beta males, because an alpha male wouldn't do that. An alpha male will talk to women who are looking at them and checking them out, or maybe smiling, making eye contact and smiling. Alpha men look for signals. They look for red flags. They don't assume that because they walk up to a stranger with a big smile on their face that the person is going to like them and want to be their friend. My approach sucked, so stopped. Women can say hi first. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or let's say pretend, all right, you're at Trader Joe's and you're checking out some of the salsas, or hot sauces and salsas on the shelf, right? And a girl, if she like stands right next to you looking at the shelf, that means she's putting herself into your personal space for a reason, because she wants to talk to you. You know, if she otherwise she wouldn't be standing like right next to you looking at something on the shelf. Now if you turn and look and she makes eye contact and she smiles or she says something, then that's an open invitation to converse, you know. But like I knew this one guy. He was crazy. His name was Tony. He used to like tap girls on the shoulder to get their attention. He used to walk up to him like he thought he was like God's gift, you know, and then he wasn't. He was funny looking, but what he saw in the mirror was different, and it didn't. He used to get pissed off at the girl for like trying to get him to leave. And sometimes they would say, I'm with my girlfriends. Well, if he's not her type, then she is with her girlfriends. Because if her back is facing him, then he's not her type. If she was facing him, or if she kept looking at him, at least like more than once, or if she did that's a signal she's interested. But if her back is facing any of the guys behind her and she's talking to her friends, she's not interested. Or maybe she's just out with her girlfriends and she has a fiance, a boyfriend, a husband or something, and she's just like, out with her girlfriends, just to get out of the house, lots of times she's looking to prospect and see what other guys are out there. A lot of cases, that's what happens. This girls' night out thing is not just like girls' night out to be with your girlfriends. They're actually looking for the highest bidder. They're gold diggers, or they're looking for a new guy, or they want to have an affair. Don't believe this girls' night out crap. Women in grocery stores seem at ease. Yeah, and there's no alcohol involved too. There's no alcohol involved to make them lie to you. Because alcohol makes people, they do two things. They either show their true inner self, like their personal problems come out, or they're just big time bullshit artists, and they lie. And they lie to you. Girlfriends, not girlfriends, and friends. Yeah, girl. I'm with my girl. I'm with my friends. Yeah, they could be with their friends. Maybe they have the husband at home. Maybe they want to cheat on him, or maybe they really are with their friends to spend quality time with their friends. A lot of times they're not. They're out prospecting, scoping out the area. I'm convinced that like a lot of women, they'll go to bed with Satan himself for the sake of money. So, but yeah, I'm sorry that Mick Von Raven had to leave because he was having technical difficulties. He happens to have a 4-year-old iPhone, and I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's the iPhone forcing him to use Safari, which is not compatible with a lot of live stream companies, or if it's really wear and tear. Because he said his internet connection and Wi-Fi is fine. Like if he's on the internet, Googling stuff and at a website, he has no problem. Watching cable TV. So anyway, he had to leave, but at least I had him for a while. I will always reject girls that would rather go home, hate hookup culture. Well, they want to take you to their place or go to your place. If they do that right away, that means they're only interested in a fling. They're not interested in getting to know you, getting acquainted, a long-term relationship. They're just interested in a fling, and then you'll leave a message. They won't call you back. That's what happens. Plus, you don't want to catch a disease. You know, that's another thing. No. Well, you're a deep intellectual young man, and you see the realities of life and people. Enchilada time. Maybe join after. You know what? I'm going to close up the show because Rockin' Paul is busy. So I'm going to close up the show and I'm going to make myself a big ass turkey breast sandwich from leftover turkey that my sister gave me with horseradish mayonnaise and fresh ground black pepper. I have some beef tacos that I'm going to heat up tomorrow. And my chicken salad came out great. Enjoy your enchiladas. I love enchiladas. So enjoy the enchiladas. And enjoy. Well, I'll catch you. I'll catch you either later on the internet or I'll catch you tomorrow. Either way, definitely catch you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank everyone for stopping by. Everyone that's in the commentary, including Mick Von Raven. Who's this? Stixy, something like that. I'm doing all right. I'm tired. You know, enjoying holiday festivities for 3 days, and I wasn't going to do a live stream tonight. I was going to do it next Saturday, but I decided to go with it and do it anyway. It was good. It was good. So where are you? Where did you see my live stream? Did you see it on Twitch or YouTube? Where did you find my live stream? Twitch. I got you. Yeah, there's a lot of great activity on Twitch. The only thing is, I don't think Twitch saves my live streams when I finish. Under the political topic, yeah. We talk about different things. We talk about red pill stuff, relationships, different subjects. Yeah, the second half of the show is pretty much open topic talk. So people can bring up any subject they want. But thank you for commenting. So if there's any particular subject you want to bring up, it doesn't have to be very deep, or it could be very deep. It could be national, international, it could be life. I was telling people I started a new live stream in the afternoon, holistic health and fitness, and sports talk on Sundays, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So for those that are interested in those subjects, because I used to do that for a living, you're welcome to stop by. I was a nutritional, well, I still am nutritional consultant, personal trainer for quite a while. I am what they have in Scandinavia, what Bernie Sanders, our revolution people do, democratic socialism. not socialism like a despotic totalitarian regime, which is a military dictatorship like what the Soviet Union had, what Vladimir Putin has, I guess what Cuba used to be when Castro. Well, Karl Marx was right on the money, you know. Now, I'm not a Democrat. I want nothing to do with the Democrats. They're part of the establishment. They're part of the duopoly. Yeah, democratic socialism is like what they have in Scandinavia, and more or less Canada. But I think that if the top 2% want to keep their thriving businesses, they should pay their fair share in taxes and pay the high tax rate that we had during Dwight Eisenhower in the 1950s, and take the burden off the middle class, which are the real job creators. You know, so I mean, if the businesses are thriving, allow them to exist, but they have to pay their fair share in taxes. Because I believe we should have, just like Scandinavia does, we should have like a base fixed income salary that all citizens should get. Because depending on the job market in a capitalist country, the way it's been, not that many people are getting a living wage to survive. You know, the middle class is shrinking, like I was saying before. How many people are getting a living wage, really? I mean, as far as the population goes. So you need, I think, the base fixed income salary. And you know what? Let the filthy rich pay for it. They won't sacrifice their standard of living at all. They'll still be living high on the hog. Oh, you mean like capital gains tax? Yeah, well, they're sneaky because they have real slick experts helping them do it. Good point. Good point. But I guess it's a good subject to discuss when my other co-host comes back, Ronnie Simpson. He's a head accountant, and he knows a lot about politics and government, and he would know a lot more about the tax system, the tax code. But I know that Ronald Reagan is the one who changed it and sent the rich on a tax vacation and put the burden on the middle class. So before Reagan, the tax code was fair. You know, I mean, the rich would cry crocodile tears and then say it wasn't fair because they're greedy scumbags. Of course, they'll say it's not fair, you know. But you know what? high tax rate or not, they're still rich. Even during Eisenhower's time, when they were paying the original super high tax rate, and the nation was prospering. The 1950s and the early 60s were the prosperity years, and I don't feel sorry for them. They're living very well, even after paying their fair share in taxes. But there's so many other things, you know. There's the right-wing extremists are fascists. That's what they are, and their religion is a fake, phony, fraud, counterfeit Christian zealot cult. Their religion is a cult. They only cherry pick from the Old Testament to suit their greedy agenda. They don't know the God of the Bible. They wouldn't know biblical verses if it bit them on the end of the nose. And they're just total fakes. What they're interested in is power. You know, kind of like what Texas is doing. They're bigoted, fascists. They want to take away women's rights. They hate. They have a disdain and contempt for the poor. They want to enslave the poor. They want to make gradually, like I said before, shrink the middle class, increase the poor population, and make them so desperate that they will be close to slavery. They'll make slave wages, and they wouldn't survive on that, you know. And the more desperate these evil corporations get, the wealthier they get, and the more desperate and impoverished the population become, the easier they will be to control. Okay, I wasn't saying that I made a mistake. The rich are not desperate. The population will become desperate, and therefore easy to control. So until next time, when more people are available, when the holiday weekend is gone, we will be back to normal, and I will be much more energetic. And but I will do the show tomorrow with Commodore Jeff Zambello on Holistic Health and Fitness and Sports Talk. So join me that time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on YouTube and Twitch. So, but at least on YouTube, the recorded, the live stream will become a pre-recorded show, and it will be on my YouTube channel. On Twitch, for some reason, it doesn't record the show. When I used to stream to Twitter, it recorded the show. But the thing with Twitter is there was no activity. It's dead. It's like streaming to Facebook. They're dead. You know, they're going downhill. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have an enjoyable the rest of the holiday weekend, and have a good Sunday tomorrow. You know, watch some football games. So take care and good night.